The Boston Celtics defeated the Dallas Mavericks 106-99 to win game 3 of the series. Now they're up 3-0, one game away from winning their 18th title. No team in NBA history has ever come back from an 0-3 deficit. I'm going to just call it now like anybody else. Boston's going to win this series. It's a foregone conclusion. One thing I'll say, heading into this game, it seemed like this was going to be the typical game 3 where a team is down 0-2, they're at home. You expect them to win, especially in Dallas's case with Porzingis not being able to play in this game. It just seemed like everything was set for them to win this game. Plus, when you look at the stats, the first 2 games, when Porzingis wasn't on the court, both teams were pretty much even when you look at the points ratio between them. So you're thinking like, all right, Dallas is going to win this game. They're going to also probably win the next game. Just it's set up to be like that. From the start, it seemed like that too because Dallas started off the game with a 25-12 lead, and it looked like momentum was in their favor. They're just going to blow this game open, but Boston stayed resilient in that stretch towards the end of that quarter, and they were able to finish the quarter only down 31-30, which after that, you could tell Boston was going to win this game because they had taken the Mavericks' best punch and they were able to respond back and come back and just still be in the game. I think that was demoralizing for the Mavericks when Boston went on that run to come back in the game. Obviously, heading into the halftime, it was still close. It was 50-51 Dallas, but still you could sense that Boston was just going to win this game. Then in the third quarter, just Boston broke it loose. They took over the game. They just straight up dominated. Heading into the fourth quarter, they're up, I would say they were up 91-70. 91-70, they're up. And you think this is going to be a game that ends pretty soon, that there's just not going to be any suspense. But Boston screwed around. Credit Dallas's great defense. They were playing aggressive. They were playing like a team that was down 0-2 in that scenario. They were playing desperate, and the Celtics started to wilt underneath that pressure. They started to discombobulate. They started to play one-on-one basketball instead of playing team basketball when it came to moving the ball around. The Mavericks were able to disrupt them. It got to the point where the Mavericks went on a 22-2 run, and they were able to get to within 1 point of the Celtics. Like the Celtics were only up 93-92. There was this key play where I believe Tatum missed a shot on the other end and Jaylen Brown tipped it in, which put the Celtics up 95-92. After that, the Celtics never looked back, even though the game was close. It stopped the bleeding, but man, the Celtics really almost choked this game away. They were just so close to throwing it away. One thing I would say that also stood out towards the end of the game is Doncic falling out. I think Luka falling out of this game just took the wind out of the sails out of the Mavericks. That after that happened, they were gonna lose. There was pretty much no hope, at least in my eyes. And I think psychologically it was a huge blow for them that him falling out. Those were 2 legit calls down the end, so you can't be upset if you're a Mavericks fan. In this game, I would say Jason Tatum was great in the first half. He was dominant in the first half. And then in the second half, Jaylen Brown was great in the second half. So it's kind of like a tale of two halves for both players. I believe both finished with 30. I think Tatum had like 31 and Brown had 30. It was something like that from what I recall. Let me just look at the box score. I don't know why it's just freezing up right now on me. I'm just looking at it right now. Yeah, so Tatum had 31 points and Jaylen Brown had 30. So they were pretty much even. One was great in the first half. The other one was great in the second half. In Jaylen Brown's case, he was great in the second half. I would say Kyrie had a great game. 35 points on 13 of 28 shooting. He had his best game of the series. He was doing it all towards the end of the game. He was trying to will his team to win, and just he fell short of that. Doncic, I'm going to say he was good, but he wasn't great. That's all I'll say. His shooting percentage was decent, 11 for 27. I wouldn't say that was great, but he was decent, 27 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds. But to me, there was a few moments in this game where I felt Doncic cost his team when he didn't get back on the other end of the court to play defense. There were a few moments. There's one play where he didn't get the call and he laid on the ground, and Hauser, the Celtics, was able to sprint all the way down towards the end of the court and get an open three simply because Doncic was complaining to the refs on the other side. He had a few moments like that throughout the game, and I think that's something he's going to have to learn with maturity, that you can't give up easy transition points when you're angry arguing with the refs, especially in a playoff game where every point matters. That's one thing I think he's going to have to realize. Obviously, as he gets older, he's not really that young anymore, but that just shows, again, he hasn't matured yet when it comes to these types of things. I would say the guy for the Celtics who was really underrated in this game was Tillman. If you look at the box scores, you're not going to see that much. 3 points, 4 rebounds, 2 blocks. But keep in mind, that was in 11 minutes. He was very solid defensively on the court in Porzingis' absence, just playing those crucial minutes. That was big. I would say Al Horford was solid in this game, starting again, 8 points, 5 rebounds, was crucial. Drew Holiday was also pretty big. It doesn't reflect in the box scores because he only had 8 points, but he had some crucial rebounds, and he had a crucial steal in this game, along with some important assists. 5 assists, so he was really big. That's what I would say. I would say Drew, Tillman, Horford, and just even Hauser. Just the Celtics role players just all stepped up big and had their timely moments throughout the game, which was big for them. Now with the Celtics going to Game 4, question is, can they close it out in Dallas or will they close it out in Boston? I think that's really the final question. Boston's going to get number 18. I'd say I'm not a Celtics fan, but I don't hate them either. But I'm actually going to enjoy them getting 18 because I hate the Lakers. So I will definitely enjoy Laker fans' tears over Celtics getting number 18 for sure. But that's all I have to say about this.